I love how Christians always saying that you have to put everything in context, but yet I make a video, but you don't put my video in context. You said at the end of this one that Tamar means, that I said that Tamar means prostitute. If you look at the video, I never said that Tamar means prostitute. I said you're naming your daughters after a woman who was called righteous for what she had done through prostitution. And then you vilify prostitutes and you let the man get away with it. That's what I said. That's what I talked about. If you're going to quote me on a video, please, in your comments, please quote me correctly and stop using your bias. You claim that I made a bias, that my stance on the Christianity is biased, but yet you did the exact same thing with my video, with my commentary. So why would you want me to do something that you're not willing to do yourself? Doesn't your Bible say that you should love your neighbors as you love yourself? Meaning that whatever you want done to you, you should do to other people. So if you want me to be non-biased, then be non-biased yourself. Now, the other aspect of that is that your book is completely biased. Your book is pro-Hebrew people, to which it should be because they were the ones who wrote it initially. And then it's pro-Roman in the New Testament because they were the ones who wrote it in. So, of course, it's biased. All writings are biased. Every writing is biased. Do you think in the Constitution when they said that, you know, that we are all created equal and have the inalienable rights to life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness, that they weren't just talking about, that they were talking about everybody? Think they were talking about the slaves? They weren't talking about my ancestors when they were talking about that. They weren't talking about women when they were talking about that. They were talking about land-owning Anglo-Saxon Christian white men. That's who they were talking about. So it's possible they weren't even talking about your ancestors because I have no idea who you are. Now, you say that there are more than one woman in the Bible named Tamar. If anybody ever brings up the name Tamar and talking about the Bible, who do they think about? They think about this one. You probably couldn't even name the other women named Tamar in the Bible because you didn't right here. You probably have to go to Google and research and try to figure out who is this other Tamar before you make a response to this one, because right now as you're listening to it, and definitely when you listen to that one, you probably could not think of who that other Tamar woman was and what her significance in the Bible was. And I'm not about to tell you because you need to go study and read the thing for yourself. But whether there is another woman named, even though there are 3 women in the Bible named Tamar, it doesn't matter because this is the story that I was talking about. This is the most famous one. This is the most well-known one. So that's the one I was talking about. So take it into context that since I was talking about naming your daughters Tamar after this woman, that this is the one that I was talking about. Put it into the right context, my guy or girl. I don't know who you are. You know, put it that way. And then you say, oh, but God still got victory. Because through the lineage of Tamar, we was able to get the bloodline of Jesus Christ. The bloodline of Jesus Christ, as described in the book of Luke as well as Matthew, even though they differ and have extra people in them, is the line of Joseph that goes to the house of David. But Joseph, according to your story, is not Jesus' bloodline father. He's his adopted father. He's the surrogate dude that just stood in there and took on your guy's child because he was a baby daddy that ran away and didn't stay there and hold it down like he's supposed to. The one that left him hanging on the cross, that dude, that deadbeat. So you claim that he comes from that lineage, but he doesn't, because when you look at the actual Old Testament, it talks about the ones that will come from David's ball sack, from his lineage. Jesus doesn't qualify for that. And when you look at Isaiah and it talks about a woman who will give birth to the Messiah, it says in the actual correct translation, a woman who is pregnant during the time frame that it was written, not the falsified Greek translation that says a woman who will become pregnant. So you might want to go and do a little bit more research, just a little bit more research, before you decide that you want to come and talk to me. Now, if you have something that is valid, then I will admit it and give it away to you and say that it is valid. But there is absolutely nothing that you said here that was valid. So try again next time. But anyway, have a great day. And remember always, you have to free yourself to be yourself. Because your greatness is non-negotiable. Good journey, good vibration.